There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I had to reset my face, which happens sometimes. Oh, good morning, everyone. On this at least sunny Saturday where I'm at. I don't know about everybody else. Okay, let's get started here. Hopefully, everyone's going to have a good day today. You're feeling Wayne? Is that a typo word there? Your room's getting remodeled? Yes. It is finally at least kind of not cold. We had a good week all this week where I'm at where it was like spring temperatures, so I've had the windows open all week. But today it's a little chillier. I think it's supposed to be in the. What is it supposed to be in? Let me look. It's supposed to be in the 50s today, which is not terrible. I don't consider that too cold. So that should be fine. But yeah, it looks like we're starting to get into those spring temperatures for however long we have them. Hopefully a little longer. Oh, that's cool. That a good thing that he's remodeling your room? Do we want that? Do we want a room remodel? I just want to make sure before I do or do not get excited about it. Let's see. Hello. But yeah, Prometheus and I were talking about, which I might need Spirit's help. It'll probably make it go faster, but we were talking about stuff that should be like spring projects, and that's good. And one of them that I definitely need to get done in our house is painting trim in certain rooms. Um, because for the most part, we didn't really want to change the color of our house except for a couple rooms. So, like our bedroom, my office, his office, um, and then his downstairs, like, hangout room. So, trying to think. Um, and our bathrooms. So we've so far painted the two bathrooms, my office and his office. So our bedroom and the hangout room downstairs, as I like to call it, his computer room, hangout room, whatever, still need to be done. Because we tried to get as much done as we could, right? We tried to get as much done as we could, like, before we moved in, but obviously you only have so much time. You can only do so much because we had to wait till the house was actually ours and blah, blah, blah. Before we could actually do anything. I'll order one thing of that, because god damn. Okay. Pardon my language. Excuse me. But it goes faster when I have Spirit to help. Because Spirit was a big help when we first moved in, and her hubby helped get stuff painted, so. I also need to finish the gosh darn cabinet door for my kitchen cabinet to see if I like the color or not. I've had one of my cabinet doors down forever now because I intended to paint it, but then the paint I was going to use was not layering the way I wanted. And then I got some new paint that's in like the spray form, and I just haven't done it yet. And I'm also concerned now because I don't remember where we put the hinge stuff. Hopefully it's in the cabinet, otherwise we might have to get some. But I probably need to get my cabinet door back on. Da, 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 da. Ah, standing desk. You know, one of those would probably be good for me, but I have the desk in my office is huge, so I don't have room for another desk. And unfortunately, hmm and unfortunately, like my big old desk, because this big honker, like it was a pain in the butt to get in here. Let me tell you, it was a pain in the butt to get from the person that was selling it on Facebook, and it was a pain in the butt to get in here. But it serves the purpose that I need because I have a workstation for my work. I have my streaming station here for my personal computers, and then it also serves as like my vanity on the right side just to kind of give you a mental picture of how big my desk is. It is a very wide, very long desk, and it serves its purpose. Okay, purchase. There we go. Okay, let them pack some stuff for a second. But yeah, so standing desks seem neat, but a standing desk could not be the size of the desk that I need for work. Ooh, excuse me. I'm just gonna let them stock for a second. It is a lazy Sunday, and I'm feeling it. And I'm trying to figure out what to do for dinner. I feel like I'm gonna do something crock potty so that I don't have to cook later. I managed to be productive yesterday, but we had like a lazy half of the day yesterday because we lounged around in bed till like 9:30, and then I had to take a shower and we ate breakfast. And then we kind of lounged on the couch till like 2 in the afternoon, and then I looked at Prometheus and I was like, I feel like I need to do something. So, oh, that's cool. And I can't wait for us to get our garage cleaned out. Oh my goodness. My goodness, my goodness. So, Spirit, I saw this video of this lady's husband confronting her. I don't know if you heard about this, but I guess they'd had a discussion about, which I thought it was a park trip, but apparently not. I guess they'd had a discussion about like a Disney cruise, and I guess he'd said no or whatever. And he found out after, oh, that's cool. He found out after that she went behind his back and booked the trip anyway, and she spent $15,000. And I was like, there's no way. What did you get? Like, now, granted, I've been on a couple cruises. They weren't Disney cruises, mind you, but I bet if I went and looked or had, our awesome lady that helped us plan a vacation trip, if she did Disney cruises too, if I had her look, I bet we would spend nowhere near 15 grand. Because I'm just like, what did you buy? And I saw like I think it was a screenshot of like this stuff, and I'm just like, that still don't make no sense. It might not have been a full screenshot, but still, like, well, yeah, not only that, but like, listen, I am all for a good vacation, and I understand like if it was something special, perhaps if you're not doing one of those educational tours, like an overseas vacation might be, I don't know that if that expensive, but more expensive than what you typically spend on a vacation probably. For something special like that. But for a cruise, it should not be that much. But yeah, also, you should not be doing something like that behind your husband's back. That's a ridiculous amount of money. Even if it's your money. Because, like, Prometheus and I, we have, separate money, and our rules, like, if it's not over, unless it's over a certain amount, we don't need to discuss it with the other person. But yeah, 15 grand would definitely be a discussion. Because what? But yeah, aside from being sneaky behind your husband's back, like, what the heck did you put on that trip that cost 15 grand? Because once again, haven't been on a Disney cruise, but I've been on two cruises, and if you put the amount that I spent on both of them together, it wouldn't be 15 grand. It wouldn't be anywhere near 15 grand. Yes, that's exactly right. Large purchases are a discussion. That's absolutely correct. Or it should be, unless you want to get divorced really quickly. I mean, you could probably buy a relatively new car for that amount of money as well. Good lord. And then my next thought that I'm wondering is, because either side of it disturbs me, I'm not sure which, but I'm just thinking to myself, did she put that on a credit card, or is that like money from their savings? Because either scenario is not good. Like, and I'm just making an assumption, but I'm assuming he at least makes more money, if not is the only one that works, just from the video. And yeah, that's upsetting. Because once again, you could frickin' do a park trip for less than half of that instead of the cruise. But I don't believe for a second that the cruises are that expensive for you to have a good time. I refuse to believe it. Hmm. I don't understand how people can just blow money like that. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. And especially in a situation where you're like married. Because if you're single and you want to blow 15 grand on a cruise and it's just you that it's going to affect, pop off. But, if you're married and have kids and stuff, that's absolutely not cool. Oh, yeah, I need to get these. What are we missing? Um, get some of those as well. But yeah, um, that just. I saw that video and I was like, that's not good. Like, that's very not good. But yeah, anyway, that makes me seriously want to get a hold of like our travel planner that helped us with our Disney trip last year and be like, hey, do you do the cruise stuff? I'm just curious. How much do those usually run a person? Oh, because that can't be right. Not for that. Like, once again, if you were going overseas or something, I could maybe see it being like, okay. Especially if, like, it was a thing you were only going to do once every few years, or maybe you were planning to do it once in your lifetime. I could maybe see spending 15 grand if you were doing, like, overseas, country hopping trip or something like that. But not for no cruise. Cruises are great, but that would be ridiculous for a cruise. Come in and buy the stuff. Oh man. I probably need to see if we'll end up on the wait list for that show in May, Spirit. I was going to say I've been looking. You haven't seen any others that are going to pop up in like the next couple months before May, have you? Cuz I would love to do one before then, but I need to contact that lady that did the one in our hometown last year that unfortunately got railroaded. Um I need to see if I can contact her and see if she's doing that again. Because that, I found the old flyer and that was in April last year. So, because I know she said she was thinking about doing it again, but I don't know if she fully decided against it or not. Because at least we know the bridge is built now, so if they did use the same building, she wouldn't have to worry about that. Because I feel like that one would have been decent if not for that bridge debacle that happened. Um, But I might try to maybe see if I can contact her and see if she was planning to do it again. I haven't seen any posts about it. But I would hope she doesn't get deterred um cuz that was, that was terrible, but I don't know. It was a very bad situation. Yeah. Like that was just so you know the context of what Spirit and I are talking about. We do like vendor shows cuz we make things to sell. And there happened to be one going on in our hometown at the town armory building, if you will. And right next to that armory building is like a bridge that goes to another part of our town. And at the time that the show was going on, they were rebuilding that bridge. So the armory, they had taken up like 75% of the parking lot to put their construction vehicles and equipment and stuff. But at the time this lady had booked that building for the vendor show, the bridge construction wasn't going on. And I don't know if at the time she booked it, it had been decided that they were going to start the bridge construction. So I can't go that far into conspiracy. But she had booked this building, and she didn't live in town, if I remember correctly. She was not, I think she's from where we live now. She wasn't from Hannibal, maybe. Um, but regardless, they didn't tell her after she booked that they were going to be working on the bridge at that time. So obviously we should all show up, and she shows up for the show, and 75% of the parking lot was uh, taken up by construction stuff. So there were only like, I don't know, what, maybe 10, 15 parking spots, maybe. It was a very small amount. Like we all had to park up and down the street. And it was really terrible too because there was also an event going on like just the street over in the town that was had a lot of traffic, but I feel like we kind of got nipped in the butt because there wasn't parking because we all had to park up and down the street outside of the armory building because there was no parking, and then the parking spaces that were left, like I said, there was a very limited amount. So I think we kind of got screwed, and she kind of got screwed there. But I remember she was coming around talking to all of us, and she was really upset that, yes, that too. There was a street that was closed. But I remember her coming around talking to all of us, and she was really upset that that happened because they didn't tell her. Because they absolutely should have. Like, our city screwed up. They screwed up big time, and I don't know if that was overlooked or they just decided preemptively, just not to tell her for some reason. I don't know. But as soon as they knew that that construction was going to be going on that date, they should have told her, and maybe she would have had time to maybe have an option. What they should have done is told her and given her the option to get out of the contract, because I don't know if you pay for those. It's been a while since I've helped someone do an event there, but I believe you do. Given her the option to get out of the contract and be able to find like another building in town. I don't know what she could have used, but she could have at least had time to try to find something. Yes. So I don't know if that was just like, a missed detail or what happened, but I remember being upset. Like, I was upset we didn't sell stuff, but I was also upset for her because that would suck. Having helped someone do something like that way back in the day, it would suck to plan an entire event and everything, and, um, and then have it be hampered by the town that you have it in, and they not help you with that. Like, and it took them, I don't remember when they finished the bridge, but I mean, it was last year now, obviously, but it was late in the year, so that was going on for most of the year last year. They were working on that bridge. But yeah, I remember being upset for her. I was like, that's some bull crap. Because we probably would have done, not just us, but everyone. Um, yeah, it was sometime late in the year. Um, but that just sucked for everyone, because all of us there that did that show, that, and I don't want to be mean, but there could have been other shows that we could have been doing potentially, but we chose to do that one, and the city kind of screwed it over a little bit. So, but yeah, I haven't seen anything scheduled, um, that I have found anyway. But yeah, we probably need to get on the site for that one in May and see if it's already waitlisted or what have you. I need to get a hold of my father because I know he wanted to do that one with us again. Um, Also, I did notice, which I guess we'll have to see if all the spots are filled up or if it's available. But I did notice for the sign up on this one in May, which I've never seen before, they let you pick which section in the mall you're in. So I was going to talk to you about that, Spirit, because I think it's a $10 difference between the three sections. Um, we could potentially maybe get one of those spots in the middle this time, which I think would be cool. Um, but I'll talk to you about it after. But anyway, um, I hope she's not gonna not do it because I thought that was a good one, but I haven't seen any posts yet. And it's March now, so I'm just like, I can't remember when she started posting about that show when she did it last year, like how far in advance we knew about it, but it makes me think, I feel like either she's not doing it this year or she's not going to do it in April. I don't know. But and also Spirit and I are still, leery about trusting, which we're just going to have to do more research is what we're going to have to do. But ever since we got scammed by something that was supposed to be an event, whoops, we're a bit leery about trusting events that we haven't worked with before, which I know we got to branch out. We can't just always do the exact same ones every time. But if it's not like a big reputable event, we probably should branch out a little bit, especially considering there are a lot of shows, like legit ones that do go on in the town that we live in. Um, it's just a matter of finding them and making sure that they're legit. Because we don't mind traveling a little bit. We're not looking to go super, super far. But yeah, we have to look at everything. We may need to like check with the city and make sure that it's a legit event, all that kind of stuff. Um, but but yeah, we might need to look and see what goes on with that. Okay, they are finished. That's not too bad. Okay. But yeah, because I don't mind like us taking a break after the holidays, but I hate that our first show this year is going to be in May, though. That just seems so late. My other problem is, too, when I see events, like, I don't know where the towns are a lot of the time, so I'll look and be like, oh, that sounds interesting, and then look up the town, and it's like, oh, it's like 5 hours away. Because I can never remember, like, what section of Missouri we are considered as well. Like, and we also need to get our site worked on, which we keep saying, but we're not doing. We're going to have to do what we did before, and hopefully it won't be discouraging. We're going to have to do what we did before and have another day where we get together and do that, Spirit, because clearly, clearly we're left up to our own devices. We keep forgetting about it. But the bad thing about those scam ones, and if you're someone that's ever done these, you know, but like, and like I said, the one which Spirit didn't look into it as much as I did. I guess I kind of took point on that one, so I'm kind of to blame. But they look legit, and I usually do. I will say, I usually do read the comments on those. Like I'll skim through some of the comments and what. But if I don't see any hinky comments or anything, and I read up on the details, and it seems legitimate and whatnot, I won't question it too much. I'll kind of like leave the benefit of the doubt, if you will. Um, and yeah, that's what happened with this one. It was one of those things where it was like, at the time at least on the post that we were on, there were no hinky comments. There was nothing weird. It didn't seem strange. You know, um, but then I started digging a little further than I usually do, and the person was like using the exact same flyer format in other groups, saying it was other events, and and then when I think it was Spirit that said something on the original post that we had looked at, um, she got blocked. I believe I got blocked as well. Um, because we reported them to the, and I know it doesn't do much, but we reported them to, we reported them to the group that we were in that they'd originally posted on, like, hey, this person's a scammer. This post is fake. And luckily they did remove them from the group. But the only bad thing about the internet, as we all know, is all they have to do is make a new profile with a new email and a new name and a new picture and everything, and they could get back in and do the same thing again to more people. So That is the um, unfortunate thing about it. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to be as trusting anymore. So we're going to have to, like I was saying, check with the city, make sure it's a legit event and all that kind of stuff. Do a little digging beforehand if it's someone we've never evented with, which I do love that, the person that we do the events in town with that are at the mall regularly. I like that they have those year round. They're a reputable person that we know we can trust. So it's nice to have that. That is nice about the town we live in, that there are actually enough vendor shows that I'm sure if we dug, we could sign up for ones all year round just from the town we live in, and we would be in them all the time. But she is really nice. But we try to keep it open a little bit to like bounce around. God, I just spent a lot of money. See, I'm getting into a rut. I'm this close to taking a loan so I can get ahead, I'm telling you. I don't want to do it. I've been trying to not do it the whole game, but we might have to. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that there are scams in like every area of stuff. It's very unfortunate that people will scam people like that. I'm just thankful for whatever reason, like in our circumstance, I was able to get our money back because I knew it was probably a long shot, but I was able to because I disputed the charge and they gave us the money back, thankfully. But I don't want to have to do that every time, and no one else should have to either. So, and I'm good at red flags, and I saw a couple in that instance and didn't question them as hard as I should, and now I know if something looks hinky, I need to just question it entirely and um, you know, not give the benefit of the doubt in any way. We're gonna have to treat everyone like they could be a potential scam artist, which is unfortunate. But at least now we have some help with booth costs and stuff since my dad has also started selling things. I'm telling you, if he ever gets sick of the resin stuff, he has got 5,000 molds now. We're going to be swimming in resin molds if he ever gets sick of that stuff. Because I share his Amazon with him and I see what he buys and I'm just like, good lord, father. And I still tell him, I'm just like, why couldn't you have been into this stuff when I still lived at home? We could have made stuff together. Why did you wait until after I moved out? Because I was making stuff out of resin when I lived there. And he never showed any interest in it whatsoever. And then I move out and suddenly we're making stuff out of resin and doing all kinds of stuff and it's just like, "Father, why do you do this to me?" I love him, but it's just like, "Why?" Like this is stuff we could have been doing together. Could have been real like father daughter duo up in there, and he ruined it. Oh man, but yeah, now he joins us on shows and he pays like part of the booth fee and stuff, which is nice. So, which speaking of that, I do remember. I just like to remind you from time to time because I know it's taking longer than it should. I do remember that I owe you money, Spirit. And if you ever want to invoke friend tab on anything of that amount, let me know. Otherwise, I'm still owing you money, and I know I owe you money. Spirit knows where I live, so I know she doesn't isn't that concerned about it, but I am only because while we've had friend tab for like the entirety of our friendship, this is one of the bigger amounts of friend tab that has ever been invoked. That's very true. This is one of the bigger amounts of friend tab that has ever been invoked, so I'm just like it makes me antsy. Oh, it's full. Yeah, she has a key. She could just come rob me. Oh my goodness. won't be too much longer, and we'll have to make birthday plans, because my eldest niece is having a birthday at the end of this month. We're gonna have to figure out what we're doing this year. Although I'm sure Spirit has a generic plan already, probably. We have our go-tos. Kinda. Is it an at-home plan or a going somewhere plan? Ah, okay. What did she say she wanted to do? Did she have something particular in mind? Mm. Well, hopefully if we do what we did last year, we don't get attacked by Jack Frost breath. That was so terrible. Because if I remember correctly, the weather was decent, but it was just like this whipping cold wind, and we were just like, well, this is nice. And I don't remember what I was wearing, but it wasn't very aerodynamic to the cold. I gotta find another, which I know I said this the other day, I gotta find another niece outing to do. There's so much stuff going on in town that I'm just like, there has to be something. Yes, that's very true. Although if she invites that one little girl again, she better keep her sassy looks to herself. I don't remember what the girl's name was, but it's like, excuse me? Don't look at me like I'm a child. But but yeah, I gotta find another niece outing event, something we can do together. I've meant to make that a more regular thing, and I just get caught up in work stuff, life stuff, and I don't mean to, but it's one of those things where it's like, I don't have kids, but I have nieces, and I want them to know I'm there for them, and I like spending time with them, and I want to do things with them so that hopefully when they become teenagers, you know, I won't be a casualty of the teenage angst, if you will. Not that I want their parents to be either, but I'm just saying. Right? Well, the angst, and I don't know if that's the right word, but you know what I'm talking about, Spirit, where you become teenagers. Hello. You become teenagers and, like, you're not as fond of hanging out with the authority figure adults in your life anymore. Which, don't get me wrong, I want them to still want to hang out with you, too. I'm not trying to exclude, but yes, it is. But, not necessarily think I'm cool when she's a teenager, but I still want her to be like, hey, I'd like to spend some time with my aunt. You know what I'm saying? I want her to be like, hey, I might want to do a thing with my aunt. And know that I would. And not think that, that it's something I wouldn't do, or not be like, I don't really like hanging out with my aunt. Because I try not to be too much of a dragon. I try my best. It's hard sometimes. Well, that's nice. But yeah, I might try to do some research today and see if I can find the other event-esque things that look legit. Oh, that's an old post. I was like, why am I seeing stuff for Christmas? We're doing pretty good. We've just been chatting about this thing and that thing like we usually do. Our topics are very widespread. You just came in on me talking about I hope my nieces want to spend time with me when they're older. Oh, I got to get more of my sun catchers priced that I've made. I don't know how I'm going to display those. I'm gonna have to show you, Spirit, because I bought one of those. You know that like wooden lattice stuff that you usually put in gardens so stuff can grow up. I bought like a strip of that, but I've discovered a problem that I might need help solving. Because it's one that like it like accordions in and out like for storage, so it doesn't stay extended. But I discovered from testing it after I hung a couple sun catchers on it that the weight of them starts to make it accordion in on itself. So I've got to figure out how to solve that so that we can use that as a display. Because that's a problem. So I've got to figure out how to fix that. Do 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 do. Buy all the stuff. But yeah, I'm seriously debating, even though I've done well so far, not getting one. I might have to get a loan, guys, just so we can get ahead a little bit. Because obviously it'll get paid off, but might have to get a loan just so we can get ahead. Because we seem to be stuck in this rut where every time we make money every day, but then we turn around and have to spend just as much as we made. Um, yeah, outdoor events we could probably zip tie it. I'm worried about the indoor events though, because I'm trying to think to myself how to keep it from collapsing on itself. Maybe I can ask my dad. He might have an idea, but yeah, it wants to accordion in on itself, and I'm just like, can I clip it somehow? Is there something I can put on it to stop it from doing that? I'm not sure, because I think it would work really well for those things, because we could either like hang it, horizontal somewhere or vertical or something like that, but I need it to not squish on itself with weight. So, also, I was going to ask you a question. Speaking of the sun catchers I've been making, and I'll have to show you. But do you think your eldest would like a sun catcher? Do you think that would be something she would enjoy, like to hang in their bedroom or something? Because I made one that I think she would kind of like. Oh, yeah, we could. That would be the perfect place to check out since they're massively discounted. Oh, shoplifter. She tried to steal my apples and my cheese. Well, that's what I was asking you for because I wasn't going to show it to her. I was thinking about giving it to her for her birthday, so I didn't want to show her. So I thought maybe if I asked you if you didn't know, you could kind of prod her a little bit innocently and see if that might be something she would like. Because I was going to give it as a present, so I didn't want to show it to her first. Mm-hmm. Which I'm still going to buy her a couple other things for her birthday, probably, but I made one that I kind of think she would like, and I can show you, and you can give an opinion. But da, da, da. Da, 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 dun, 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 dun. But yeah, anyway, back to the loan thing. We might have to do a loan. Oh, too bad that one's so close up. There's one that's an event that's on March 15th. Where's that place at? Let me see. I'm multitasking here, guys. Well, that's not terrible. It's not terribly far away. I'm gonna have to look at the one in May that's in the mall and see what date that is. Because here's one that's in May and there's no vendor fee. You just have to donate an item. Is it the 4th? Okay, so that might be doable. This one's in, I believe it's This one's in Jeff City. And if that other one's on Sunday, this looks like this is the Saturday before. But it says there's no vendor fee. You just have to donate an item for a door prize, which is totally fine. So we might have to look into that one. Since it's around near us. Because this is what we don't do well at in advance, is like scheduling throughout the year. Like we kind of... we try to schedule a little bit ahead, because obviously you have to sometimes when you have to pay, but... Yeah, on the website you mean, or just in general? Which if I did do that, I'd have to bring my laptop probably. And yeah, since my laptop has most of my pictures on it. Mhm. Dun, 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 dun. Whoops. Here's one that's... Oh, okay, I already put it in our thing. I was going to say that one's at the end of May. Give me just a second, guys. Okay, that one's a little far away. Because I'm in this group that's like events in or near Jeff City, so I'm assuming they're closed. I just found one that's like almost 200 miles away. It's like, that's a little far. Okay, let me go look at the loans. I don't want to do this, but I need to get ahead a little bit because I feel like we're in a rut. So, what do we got here? Oh, let's see. Daily. Man, if only the interest was that good on real loans. Uh, oh, and you can change it. Okay. Holy crap. You do this one and it's like the daily payment is 11.25. Good lord. Right. Hmm. I might do this $5,000 one. Just so we can get ahead a little bit. Like I said, normally I wouldn't do this, but I feel like we're in a rut here. And I mean, I'm not surprised this is happening because we're getting large and we're getting more products and stuff. So once we make a little bit of money back, we'll be okay. Let's do it. Okay. Yes. Which those payments it was on that should be okay. Okay. Let me turn the lights on here. I've been doing so well, guys. We haven't had to take a loan this whole time. Oh no. I don't want 3 of those. Remove. Yeah, I've messed this up. I'm gonna have to buy small sushi from the store and fix that because I have inadvertently messed up the sushi thingy accidentally. Dun, 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 dun. doing good on that. Still doing good on that. I'll go ahead and get another one of those. Okay. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I was almost gonna sing The Price is Right just then. I think that was The Price is Right. Da 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 da. I'm pretty sure that's Price is Right. Won't sing too much of it. We don't want to get in trouble. Oh man, it's been a while. Oh, nostalgia. Those nostalgia videos I see on TikTok always make me like nostalgic and sad at the same time. Because I don't hate my life or anything like that, but I see those and I'm just like, man, if I could go back. Just for a day and just have the carefreeness of being a kid again. And just enjoying the earth as it used to be. And I know we haven't had a stream since it happened, but speaking of nostalgia, we were so sad to hear about the one actress, Michelle Trachtenberg, passing away. Not only because she's close in age to us, but just because it's like, shoot, I remember seeing you as a kid in things, and I've watched your movies. And anytime someone passes away and it's not like natural causes, it's sad to me, especially when it's someone who's younger. And in this case, not only was she younger, but she's like really close to us in age. She's only like 4 years, 3 years older than us. And it's just like, that wasn't supposed to happen. You were supposed to be around a lot longer, Miss Thing. And we are sad that that's not going to be the case. So sad for her and her family. I saw someone, or I just saw a video like right before we started streaming of someone being extremely insensitive about that, because the news reports, which we won't know because I guess they decided not to do an autopsy for religious reasons, but um, it is rumored that she had a liver transplant sometime recently, and that might have been what caused her to pass away, like a complication or rejection or something. And they say, which I don't know, I didn't keep up with what was going on in her personal life, but they say that she was a drinker and that's why she had a liver transplant. And I saw this video this morning of a guy that was like, don't feel bad for her. She did it to herself. And the only reason she got a liver is because she's rich, because otherwise she wouldn't have gotten one. And, she did it to herself. She should have, like, heeded her body's warnings and stopped drinking, and she didn't. And this is what happens. And I was like, that's really insensitive. Because yes, obviously alcoholism, is caused by yourself. I get that. But at the same time, I think it's rude to be like, don't mourn her, don't feel sorry for her because she did it to herself. That might be true, but that's still a human being that died, that people loved or cared about or admired, or whatever it is that you felt about her, if you felt anything. And I just thought that was extremely rude. Because, like, why? Why would you say that? But yeah, it's extremely sad. I'm sad about it. I had to watch one of her movies the other day, which I think is what a lot of us are doing. Yeah, people can be horribly insensitive. I think that's what a lot of us are doing, is watching her ice skating movie, The Ice Princess. I think a lot of us were watching that in her honor because it's slowly moving up the top 10 ranks on the Disney Plus app. So that's what I watched too, because I actually really like that movie. Um, oh shite. Okay, I'm gonna put. Oh gosh, gosh. Shite. Okay. Uh, let me go into the shop here. I'm gonna purchase those because see if we can get him out there. Anyway, um, but yeah, I'm very sad about that. I think I just heard a cat groan behind me. My cat is being slightly concerning because usually he's a piggy that like wolfs down his food in 2 seconds, and he's not doing that today. And since he's had a history of like being sick, I'm kind of concerned. Not completely. I'm like 25% concerned at this time because he's eating just slower, which is not abnormal. Like every once in a while he's just not as into his food in the morning as he usually is. Um but his behavior is all normal so far aside from that. So I'm like tentatively being concerned. It's like, boy, don't you go anywhere on me. Don't you croak on me, mister. I love you too much. Don't you do it. You need to live to be an old, old cat. Damn it, he found the sushi box. I was hoping if I sat it there, they wouldn't touch it. No such luck. But I don't know where the sushi is. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Ah, damn it. Damn it all, I bought too much large sushi. Okay, I'm gonna put this over here by itself. Because they shouldn't touch it since there's not currently a spot for it. They should leave it alone. Okay. But yeah, he's just inadvertently concerning his mama today. And it's like, sir, I'm gonna need you to not do that. I'm gonna need you to do your thing. But I think he's okay because I offered him a couple pieces of bacon and he wolfed that down really quickly. And he's eating his food just very slowly. In between his normal sleeping, he's currently sleeping behind me on the futon in my office. Alright. Yeah, let's see if we can get a little bit ahead and then we can pay off that loan and be alright. Come into shop, folks. He's doing okay. He's downstairs. I think he was playing Stardew Valley last I saw. So he's downstairs chilling. Chilling, chilling. I feel bad because I know there's certain things that we need to do on the weekend. You guys know how this is. Like, our house isn't like a horrible, like, hoarding pigsty or anything. But there's like, oh, I should vacuum this room and I should clean this tub and whatever. And I feel so bad when it doesn't get done on the weekend. But, like, I get to the weekend, I'm just like, I don't want to do that much. I just kind of want to be left to my own devices of doing whatever, you know? Um, yes. I always say tentatively because there's always the chance that I won't and it'll be evening, but yes. Should be afternoon. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I know. I hate that every year about like it gets to March because like January will go by so so, and then February feels like it's 2 seconds long every time. And I'm sure it has something to do with it being like 3 days shorter than the other months, 2 days, whatever. But it always feels like it goes by in 2 seconds, and then it's March. It's just like what the like where did March go? How did this happen? Good lord. How many things have screwed up already? You mean like in life or oh, somebody tried to steal again. This year in real life. Hard to say. I'm just hoping at this point that we make it through the next 4 years mostly intact. Okay. Man, if only work went by that quick in real life when you're having a long day. Which did anyone else? Speaking of, did anyone else feel like this week went by really quickly? Like I feel like it was just like zoom, and then it was Friday. Is that just me, or do other people feel like that this week too? Like it just feels like it went by super quick. Which is funny because usually a week after a holiday, because last week we had Monday off, like usually the week after a holiday feels slower by comparison, but this week feels like it just went zoom, and then it was over. And I was just like, what happened here? I'm glad it wasn't just me. The week was just like lickety split quick. Oh, golly, golly, golly. Pay me your money and get out. Okay. Man, dude on the fruit scale, I promise once I have enough standing, I will get another person so you don't have to keep going back and forth. Poor guy. Right? Not the most spectacular, but I try my best. Right? He probably doesn't get paid enough, I'm gonna be honest. But I can't do anything about that. Unlike in real life, I can't give a raise. So I can't fix that, unfortunately. So sad indeed. Oh, let me come out of here because it's almost time to close for the day. Da, 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 da. question. Let me close real quick and then I will look. I can't remember. Let me look. Let us see here. Hiring. What is he called? He's a customer helper. Ah, that's what it was. Yeah. Requires more self checkouts and scales and or. So we got to expand or like redesign the store in order to get another helper, which I'm still trying to figure out because I was talking about it, and I just got to figure out like what design I want. I think because I may try to go ahead and expand in here, but I gotta figure out where I want to put things. It might be something I look into off stream maybe, so I've got time to fiddle with it, but we'll see. Okay, I did close the store. I was gonna say I walked over there and closed it, didn't I? Sure, we can try. I'll try to figure out what design I want to do. I think I might need to take these down, and we might have to go for the straight shelves and maybe put them back to back, and do it that way. But we shall see. We shall see. I'm surprised no one has tried the backslash, the advice command that we put in. Hello. Yep, we're just finishing up our supermarketing. Hurry up, woman. We're closed. You should have been in the checkout already so that we can get going here. Poor cashiers. They just look so unhappy with life. Very true. We can just kind of skate through on the Monday. It's very true. Okay. Alright. So we had to take a loan. We're not doing too bad there. So I won't be too upset at myself for that. But yeah, we can try to work on expanding and I see the Nightbot went for some advice. I just thought that was a cute little fun. I thought that was a cute little fun command. It's not anything special, but I thought it'd be like fun conversation starter if anybody wanted to use it. And see, you get little pieces of advice from DJ Khalid. But okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go for the afternoon. I've got to figure out what I'm gonna do for dinner later and stuff like that, and I've got some other things I got to figure out. Maybe going to Spirit's house to work on stuff. We shall see if I get stuff done over here. But should be an afternoon stream tomorrow, so I will let you guys go, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys.